Hola! This is a test video about with the sort of new camera setup in the basement. I'm going to simultaneously do this while doing other things, and we'll just see how it goes. This first part, first part I forgot to clack in with the clacker. Gonna have to probably just store it right here. Yep, that's convenient. So the clacker is stored down below where the excess paper is stored. Anyway, right now we have no special things going on other than the camera is mounted on its extension arm attached to the enlarger, which is obviously not a permanent installation. Probably could move it to a clamp mounted to the whatchamacallit, the shelf in front of me. Yeah. Right now I'm doing just the microphones built into the Canon EOS M50 Mark II, I believe, that I'm recording, and I did not set the settings to sort of synchronize well with using the iPhone 17 Pro as a down camera. This is currently about 6 inches above the norm, or about 12 inches above the shelf, which is probably a good angle. It is downward angled. Clearly that darkens my face. That said, I will now switch on the lights, which are both going to be set. That's just one light at 45 power. That's two. Both are set at 3700K or 3300K. So the warm light, as you can see, I get a lot of reflections off my glasses. That would probably be preferable, but then I won't be able to see. So who knows? I could just maybe go and get in the business of using my short field of view glasses and looking down. I mean, using them only when I'm looking down. Looks like the eye capture is on with the camera, or face, because I can see signifiers that it is tracking me, which is interesting, because then does it maintain focus when I go back, and what does it do to the background if I go forward and close? That's, yeah, I can tell that the depth of field is changing. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So here's the clacker, which is primarily going to use to be able to sync audio. But actually the microphones that I will be using or testing out with this will actually directly connect to that. I wonder, let's just go ahead and do that right now. So what did I do with the case looking for the case for the camera setup. So this is that case. I was charging this. Hopefully it's fully charged. This fan just got a completely other use, and let's clear the work area. That is kept. Okay, so this case going down, opening up, and I am going to grab this bad boy, which is the Heart 2, or the Hollyland Brand spanking new, never been opened. Microphone, remote microphone setup. Specifically, shit. This one was supposed to be specifically for connecting with the camera. Via a 1/8 inch jack. Let's see. Okay, yes. So it does include some cabling of some sort. Yeah. This is what you need the down camera for. So that you can sort of see what the hell I'm doing. Suppose I could go wider angle. Let's just do that for a second. Oh, well, that's as wide as I go. So I could hold this here. There doesn't appear to be anything else in there, despite it having an unusual amount of space. Oh, there's a... Oh, it's a dead cat. So, let's see what all we have here. We have three different receivers and this. Crap. Oh, here it is. Manual. And it's a Hollyland Lark 2. I think we're choosing the product. Here's a quick guide. So we have a transmitter, which is this thing here. The built-in microphone on that surface. Status indicator, blah blah blah. Charging. I believe it's magnetic. Perfect. So, let's take that bad boy and let's magically stick it here with the microphone sort of oriented to us. Gonna need a sticker here to sort of black that out or something, because that's some unnecessary marketing. I'm looking at these pieces here. They plug into an iPhone to receive the signal. This is a oh, it's a lanyard, so that you could just put the microphone magnetically on the lanyard and hang it from any number of things, I guess. Wow, how many lanyards does one guy need? There it is. So it's got a... Oh, so here you go. So there it is, maxed out. It's kind of cool. So you don't need to do this, but I don't quite know the benefit of doing that. And then the dead cat. I guess that would make sense if you're shooting outdoors. Let's but it also would cover this logo. Interesting that the dead cat covers the entire, piece, even though the microphone is technically only this little surface. We'll toss that back in the container. What I'm trying to do is figure out how to connect this. So I think, so let's do this. This is the camera receiver. So this connects, this is a receiver to tie it to your phone. This is a receiver to tie it to the camera. It's an RX receiver. I don't know if I need to charge this or not. Actually, it charges while it's in the case, provided I'm sure that these contacts are exposed. Okay. Contacts. A couple of pieces of tape to remove. So mind you, I'm still on the camera audio, and there is noise from the furnace behind me. So I don't know how that's picking up on the camera. First use camera version. Start with your Lark M2, first unbox it. Remove the TX and RX film, insulating film, place them back in the charging case. They are already been paired at the factory, so the RX automatically pair when you use them for the first time. Open the charging case. Connect the RX to your phone. Take out TX and microphone power on. So I think it says means connected to my camera, so I've just plugged in the power there, and I need to find the port on the camera itself. There it is. One goes solid. So now I'm going to do that, orient it towards me, and now I assume magically that I am now speaking directly into this microphone, and it's being received here. And it does know that that is the TX1 microphone. I don't know what those green lights are on the front. Let's see. Okay. So the furnace is still going on in the background. I don't know what that does sound wise. I don't know if it just picked up my phone dinging. I do have some community work to do. Okay, probably gonna hear more dings if they're coming through. Solid blue light, solid blue light. Yep. Okay. Placement is preferred on the collar. Is speaking with a loud volume. You can choose the upper chest position. You can wear using the clip magnet, silicone neck case magnet. neck clip, yada yada. RX connection to the device. Interesting. RX connection to the camera. That's not really an option. Okay. Oh, cold shoe slash back clip. Is that really dual function? I believe it is. Holy cow. Who knew? What a clever design. I like it. Perfect. Yeah, you can't see that, but that's cool. Noise cancellation. Press the noise cancellation button on the TX to turn the function on and off. When noise cancellation is on, the status indicator turns green. So let's hit noise cancellation. It is now green. So again, the furnace remains on. It has been on in the background. I think that last ding, if it came through before the noise cancellation. Let me respond one more time, hopefully get a ding come through and see if it cancels that out. Okay. So there should be another ding coming through. Again, the furnace is dying down, but I don't know if it's still through with the noise cancellation on and green. I will say, yep, everything else is being the same. Video recording control. While shooting with your phone, double press the button to start or stop video recording. That's kind of cool. But I'm not shooting with the phone, I'm shooting with the Canon volume adjustment. And so yeah, I think the green lights on the face are the volume settings showing me the status. Press the noise cancellation button on the mobile RX version to return the function on or off. Noise cancellation. Okay. Turn the volume clockwise or clockwise up or clockwise down. Huh. Automatic charging and storage. Okay. Yeah, so now we're cooking with gas. Have lights on. Have microphone, remote microphone. We have camera. So that's it. We are now doing the thing with the thing. Hopefully that works. I'm going to zip this up. We can sort that out some other time. A lot of pieces, bits and pieces in there. Put that away because we need to go on to bigger, better things, such as in the Iraq. What is next? Oh, green screen. So I also want to try this with chroma key, and then I need to have a setup to do the desktop views. But I do think having this at a lower angle and further back gives me a sort of fighting chance of getting my hands in, because that's where they're at, and that is still a good 16 inches above the table at the widest angle, I believe. Let me double check that. Yeah, everything is not a very wide zoom. Wide angle. Okay, so the background, the backdrop. So let me move this. And these. Where do these want to go? Okay. So this is without any special lighting. The green backdrop. Boy, this sucker is long. Well, I suppose that's by design in case I wanted to stand on it, which I will never do. So, doesn't quite work right there. Would work right there, except for those wrinkles. So that's easy enough. These can be pulled taut and held in place with this grommet. That's nice. That is very nice. Oh, uniform. It's never looked that good. That's without clamps on the bottom. Doesn't look like I actually need the clamps on the bottom. I do get a bit of a shadow from these lights. That's unfortunate, but that might still be able to sort of be handled by. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to turn off the overhead and see what that does. So, unfortunately, you still see a light on the top. I'm going to zoom out so you can capture that. That is the work light behind me in the space behind me. So I am going to see if I can turn that off, which is going to be hard to get to right now, especially with the lights off. And ta-da! Ooh, so yeah, the ambient room lights really did a great job of knocking out those shadows. I do have some supplemental lights that I can use to illuminate the backdrop. But yeah, that's bad. What could I do? Would it help to angle these away? Ooh, that's terrible. Nope. I should not have done that. But I did a good job of sort of getting them the sort of exact angle. Mirrored. That, by the way, that phone did ding, so I don't know if this and noise canceling took care of that. The fan above me is still on. What did I do with that switch? What did I do with that switch? I think it's this one over here. So if there was any residual noise from the fart fan above me, it is now off. It is as quiet and still as it gets in here. I do want to test that, because before you were picking up the thumping when I was placing things on the countertop. So I just did 3 things and now I'm tapping my fingers. It'd be nice if that didn't show. Couldn't hear that. Oh, something just fell. That's always exciting. Yeah, so that's the chroma key background. That is at the whitest setting, and wow, somehow it now captures the whole thing when it seemingly didn't. And then that is zoomed in. So it does look like I'm going to have to put some sort of forward-facing lamps to wash this. There are some overheads. I'm going to turn those back on. And yeah, that does a really good job of washing out the background. Where's that? Oh, this is like a cord. So I'm going to try dialing down, because you're getting a little bit of shadow from my vanity lights here. I don't know what we call these things. So I'm going to dial them down from 45% to something lower. What is that? That was 3 turns. To now 17%, which would be great if they work, because then that means the life expectancy of them increases. So that's good from the shadow standpoint. It's still there, but it's subtle. The chroma key may be able to handle that. And that's at 15 and 17%. And I think it does a fairly decent job of illuminating. It's not as nice as, because the color temp. So maybe if I just match the horrid color of my basement lights. So now they're at, now I'm red for some reason. But that's what I was going to say, is if I match the ambient light color at about 4K, I think those are technically 3800 lamps. Then maybe I can make all the adjustment post and call it good right there. You know, fix my color, skin color, and just deal with what I have to see on camera. So that's that. What else? So there's my pretty face. So yeah, still some shadow back there. Let's do the test. This is my warehouse. Thank you. Voila.